the Beeja mantra of Maa Kamakhya that is mentioned in the Kamakhya Tantra has the power to remove the fear of the sadhana. The mantra is like a kalpatan, a wishing tree. It can grant you anything that you wish for in this world. It has the power of the Mahavidyas, of the 64 yoginis. It has the power of the 9 planets, of the Navaratnas. It can drive away bhutas, pretas, danavas, kusmandas, guhyakas, anything that are troubling you or that have been sent by your enemies to create misfortune in your life. The Tantra clearly mentions that Pashu Gurus and Pashu Sadhakas, even if they do penance for 100 kalpas, we have to understand 100 kalpas. One kalpa is approximately equal to 992 yugas. One yuga is equal to 4,800 years. So we are roughly talking about some 432 million years. Even if they do penance for 100 kalpas, they do not achieve the result. Now you should understand why you should not chant the mantra of Maa Kamakhya. If there is sadhana, there has to be a mantra, there has to be a Beeja mantra, there has to be a Mula mantra. But can we talk about the Beeja mantra? No. We cannot talk about the Beeja mantras and the Mula mantras of Maa Kamakhya. And there is a very strong reason why we cannot do that. Hear me out. Pranam and welcome back to our series on Maa Kamakhya. This is our second video where we go deeper into how people worship Maa based on the teachings of the Karika Purana and the Yogini Tantra. If you missed our first part, please click the I button above to watch it. Today, I've got some very interesting facts to share with you. I got all of this information from this fantastic book by Mr. Parimal Kumar Dutta. The link of the book I have provided in the description below. In today's video, we will be covering what Maa loves the most, people who are dear to Maa, her favorite flowers, her followers who are actually dear to her, the right gurus for learning Maa Kamakhya's ways, the special mantra that you should use to get her blessings, and a lot more. So let's get started and learn how to connect with Maa in a special way. As I mentioned earlier, when we are talking about Maa, we also need to know about the things that are dear to her, that are used in her day-to-day worship. While the Panchamakara are essential for the worship of Maa Kamakhya, there are fruits and vegetables, flowers, garments that are also used because she loves the particular fruits, flowers and garments. Some of the favorite foods of Maa Kamakhya are coconuts, ripe berries, fruits of the lotus plant, cucumber, ginger, bananas, pomegranates, brinjal or the aubergines. These all are the favorite foods of Maa that are used in her rituals or that are used while preparing her bhoga, her prasad. Among the favorite herbs of Maa Kamakhya are Jayanti, Savaka, Tripura, Haritaki, Amalaki, Kapita, Bijapura. All of these are extremely dear to Maa and they are used in some part of the other of her daily vidhis, her worshippings, sometimes in her prasad, sometimes in her offerings because she loves them all. Among the favorite flowers of Maa are oleander flowers, Bharati flowers, Mallika flowers, Jaba or hibiscus, Champaka flowers, lilies, jasmines, but most importantly, Maa loves lotuses, red, blue, pink lotuses. Lotuses are extremely dear to her. Among the garments offered to Devi, those made of cotton, silk or bark that are free from any defects, that are pure, are offered to the Devi. While both sewed and unsewed garments are offered to Maa, she is particularly fond of red silk garments. So the next time you are going to Kamakhya Shaktipeeth, make sure to offer her some of these favorite fruits, flowers or garments that she is extremely fond of. While discussing the offerings that are dear to her, it is noteworthy to mention about the priests who conduct her vidhis throughout the year. Initially, 5 pujaris or priests were entrusted with the worship vidhis of Maa. They belong to the 5 Brahmin families, namely the Burha, Deka, Hotta, Vidhi Pathaka, and Brahma. They are also called Bodadevi or priest in the local dialect. The pujaris from these 5 families share the daily rituals of the Pitha Sadhana, Pitha worships in shift basis throughout the year. In addition to the border theories, there are paneris and atpodiyas. The paneris are people who bring water to the Garbhagriha from the Sobhagya Kunda in big brass jars. The atpodiyas are cleaners of the main pitha who clean the Garbhagriha and the main pitha along with covering the main pitha with cloth or the white cloth. After the atpodiyas and the paneris leave the Garbhagriha, the Bodadevi or the main priest sits in front of the yoni and starts the sadhana and the puja vidhis of Maa. After the atpodiyas and the paneris leave the Garbhagriha, the Bodadevi or the main priest sit in front of the yoni pitha and begin the puja vidhis. The Tantra very clearly states that there are 3 types of sadhak: Divya sadhak, Veera sadhak, and Pashu sadhak. The third category is who should never get the mantra. Who exactly are these sadhaks? Let us start one by one. First comes the Divya sadhak. The Divya sadhak is prudent of speech. He fears only the deity, no one else. He is meditative. He is truthful, afraid of the deity, otherwise free from all fears. That is the Divya Sadhak. Then comes the Veera Sadhak. The Veera Sadhak is fearless. He grants safety, or he is the granter of safety. He is curious. He is devoted to his Guru. He is mighty, pure minded, broad minded, courageous. That is who the Veera Sadhak is. In the last comes the Pashu Sadhak. Now, the Pashu Sadhaks are devoid of divinity. They are vile, sinful, vicious in mind. They are self well wishers. Even if they are doing good, it is for their own good, not for the good of others. And a sadhak like this should never get the Beeja mantra, or the guru that gives them the mantra and the sadhak are both doomed for eternal torment. And in such cases, the guru's responsibility becomes even tenfold. It is the duty of the guru to recognize the sadhak and transform them into Divya or Veera sadhak, as only a well deserving sadhak can get the Beeja mantra of Maa Kamakhya and get the desired results from it. The Kamakhya Tantra very clearly states, like the categories of sadhaks, there are guru categories as well. There is Sadguru, who is well versed in mantras and tantras, who knows the vidhis of imparting knowledge to his disciples. The one who is skilled in unfolding the real knowledge of his disciple and who is always engrossed in doing good. That is the Sadguru, and that exactly is the Guru that a sadhak should go to in order to help understand whether he is eligible to understand the mantra of Devi. The second category is the Pashu Guru, who exploits the disciple, who does not take into account the ignorance of the disciple or who does not teach him the methods of Virachara. Even if he gives the mantra, he does not disclose the method of application. That category of Guru is regarded as a Pashu Guru, and like a Pashu Sadhak incurs the wrath of Shiva, a Pashu Guru invokes the wrath of the Devi and he goes to hell from which he does not return back. The Tantra clearly mentions that Pashu Gurus and Pashu Sadhaks, even if they do penance for 100 kalpas, we have to understand 100 kalpas. One kalpa is approximately equal to 992 yugas. One yuga is equal to 4,800 years. So we are roughly talking about some 432 million years. Even if they do penance for 100 kalpas, they do not achieve the result. Now you should understand why you should not chant the mantra of Maa Kamakhya without guidance from your guru. You need a guru in case of Maa Kamakhya to understand what kind of sadhak you are. Whether you are a Divya sadhak, you are a Veera sadhak, you are a Pashu sadhak, and accordingly reform yourself so you are eligible to chant the mantra of Maa Kamakhya. In the 10th Patala of Kamakhya Tantra, after explaining the vidhis, the mantras, and everything associated with the worship of Devi, Lord Shiva very clearly explains to Devi Parvati that the mantra in any condition should never be disclosed to a Pashu Sadhak. Likewise, he instructs her to not mention any part of the mantra or any information regarding the Tantra to critics of the Kolachara. Vain persons, insincere persons, non devoted persons are not worthy of learning the secrets of the Kamakhya Tantra. And who can? Only individuals of Shanta Bhav, calm and gentle persons, genuine individuals, Kolikas, people who follow the Kolachara, worshippers of Kala Bhairava, of Mahakala Bhairava, Kali Ma Bhaktas, Advaita sadhakas are deserving of understanding the vidhis instructed and mentioned in the Kamakhya Tantra. We have to understand that the Beeja mantra of Maa Kamakhya that is mentioned in the Kamakhya Tantra has the power to remove the fear of the sadhak. If the Tantra is kept in a house, then sins, sorrow, misfortune does not enter the house. The place is free from the fear of stars, bad planets, robbers, natural calamities. Anything that can hurt them in any manner does not come near the place where the Tantra of Maa Kamakhya is kept. The mantra is like a kalpataru, a wishing tree. It can grant you anything that you wish for in this world. It has the power of the Mahavidyas, of the 64 yoginis. It has the power of the 9 planets, of the Navaratnas. It can drive away bhutas, pretas, danavas, kusmandas, guhyakas, anything that are troubling you or that have been sent by your enemies to create misfortune in your life. It can drive away Alakshmi, great sins. It can drive away your misfortunes, imbalances of mind, disease, sorrow, poverty, fear of being poisoned, any fear of the mind. By invoking her blessings through chanting of her Beeja mantra, the sadhak can captivate anyone from kings to demons, elephants, horses, even the 5 elements of Surya, Agni, Vayu, Vari, everything will be under his power. He can perform Stambhana, Mohana, Trasana, Uchchatana, and so many other things with the mantra. And that is where the problem arises. He can misuse the power, because of which the mantra can only be given to the sadhak who is deserving of it. The Kamakhya Tantra very clearly states that in order to achieve the blessings of Maa Kamakhya, the sadhak has to understand the aim of Kula Shakti. He has to understand that the aim of the mantra is Shakti. The penance that he has done for so many years is actually all about Shakti. The motion of the life is about Shakti. Everything revolves around Shakti. The root of life is Shakti. The root of karma, moksha, dharma, everything centers, or the center is Shakti. Everything revolves around it. And the sadhak who realizes that, only that sadhak is eligible to get the Beeja mantra of Maa Kamakhya. When we talk about the sadhana of Maa Kamakhya, the first thing that will come in everybody's minds is, if there is sadhana, there has to be a mantra, there has to be a Beeja mantra, there has to be a Mula mantra. But can we talk about the Beeja mantra? No. We cannot talk about the Beeja mantras and the Mula mantras of Maa Kamakhya. And there is a very strong reason why we cannot do that. Hear me out. In the first Patala of Kamakhya Tantra, Shiva, on being asked by Mata Parvati, has replied that Maa Kamakhya is Mahamaya, the divine power of illusion. She is the grantor of siddhis. No other divine power is entitled to grant wealth in the form of siddhis other than Maa Kamakhya. In the upcoming Pataras, he has further elucidated that Maa Kamakhya is Khyamada, grantor of prosperity. She is Arogyada, curer of diseases. She is Subhada, she gives welfare. Dhanada, she grants wealth and prosperity. She is Varada, grantor of boons. Prabhu Shiva has very clearly explained that Ma is Mohada, giver of illusions. Riddhida, Siddhida, grantor of fortune and success. She is Suddhida. She grants purity to the sadhak. She is Muktida, grants emancipation. She is called Sukhada because she grants the sadhak happiness. Jnanada, grantor of knowledge. She is Kantida, grantor of beauty. She is the only form of salvation, the only resort. She is worshipped by Brahma, Vishnu, and Chandra. The entire world is the manifestation of Maa Kamakhya. The goddesses who assume the role of the Mahavidyas are actually the manifestation of Maa Kamakhya. Nothing exists in the three worlds without the blessings of Maa Kamakhya. And if the sadhak attains her blessings and the secret mantra, then he has powers that are not available even to gods. And that brings us to the end of our journey today about the devotional world of Maa Kamakhya. We've covered what she holds dear to her heart, who her favorite people are, and how can you get close to her heart. Thank you for joining me in this enlightening episode. I hope it helps you get close to Ma and enrich your connection with her through your spiritual paths. And this is not the end of the series. Stay tuned for our third installment of Maa Kamakhya series, where we uncover even more interesting facts about her. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any of these series about her. If you enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up and share your comments in the comment box below. Until next time, keep seeking and have a positive heart. Jai Maa Kamakhya.